If you're not calling out sin, there is something wrong with you. You need to start calling out sin because that's what Christ called us to do.
Yo, it's Digital Diego, and I had an awesome experience on the podcast. I'm so grateful I was able to share how good God is and a little bit of my story. If you're looking for truth and real-life godly discussions, you gotta tune in.
My experience on Preach's podcast was real, raw, and powerful because they talked about things most people don't have the courage to talk about. This podcast gave me space to share my testimony and glorify God.
If it wasn't for Preach, I wouldn't have a new view on a lot of things. If you die today, what's going to happen? And it's a beautiful thing, the fact that he would actually, open up my mind a lot more. So it's just so beautiful.
Last night on the Super Bowl, a lot was happening. I'm not talking about the game. I don't care about the game. But I did care about the halftime show. I didn't see it, but I did catch up on what was happening and what took place. We all know that Bad Bunny was supposed to be performing, right? And there was claims that he might be wearing a dress. And now people have been texting left and right saying, hey, it wasn't that bad. Right? It wasn't that bad as people thought it was going to be. It was pretty solid. A lot of people did tune into it. The crowd did not give him the reaction that he probably wanted. Everybody was not jumping because you were speaking in Spanish. A lot of people don't know Spanish, right? Even though Spanish is our second language, we just don't know Spanish. We're not really trying to take our time just to learn Spanish for your 30-minute halftime show, right? They had all the people that were Spanish in Hollywood. They had Lady Gaga there. I don't think she's Spanish, though. They had the lady that played on Fantastic Four in 2004. I forget her name. They had Cardi B there. They had a lot of other people. Some people I don't know at all. Don't even know their names. But they was there. It was just all this whole Spanish thing. I am not against it. I'm not against Spanish people in America at all. Actually, I love Spanish people, technically. But the thing that really got me was, what are you doing? And here's what I'm saying. At the Super Bowl, they had dancing. They had singing. But not just no ordinary dancing, because they still had to put this woke ideology to sprinkle it in there somewhere. Yes, all the dancing to me, was provocative. I don't think no Christian with the right mindset should have been watching the Super Bowl halftime show. I think they should have been doing something else. And if you wanted to see the game later, go ahead, be my guest. I'm not against saying, oh my goodness, sports is not of God, or whatever the case might be. But I am against, you need to watch what you you have to watch what you're looking at, because everything you're looking at is not of God. Shows that you look at is not of God. Different things that you indulge into on a daily basis is not of God. This is true. This is facts, whether you like it or not. They had two men grinding on each other at the Super Bowl halftime show. And I don't think it was a coincidence that the camera just phased across and let you see that. They just was humping on each other. What in the world? What's going on here? This is what we want to see? This is what we're getting? Number one, don't take his attitude off. He doesn't have much talent. But let's squash that, right? I'm not trying to here to poke jabs on things. Not really. I'm here to speak facts, which is the Super Bowl halftime show was nothing but lust and demonic spirits just roaming around. And whoever was listening to it was catching on those spirits. Now, a lot of people said, well, Preach, I did not catch any spirits. I was a Christian, and I didn't catch no spirits. Congratulations, my friend. You had invited spirits to come inside your house. Okay? Don't start complaining to your pastor about things is happening at my house. I don't know what's going on. Don't start complaining to your church that this is happening, blah blah blah, that and this, that and this, that and this. Once you start allowing spirits to come inside your place and invited them, and they think, oh, I thought this person was a child of God, and he invited me to come in and sit down and have tea. In so many words, bet. Let me come over. Let me do whatever I do. Let me make this my home. And they still want to promote the gay agenda. Two dudes grinding on each other. This is pathetic. This is nasty. Perversion. Filthiness. Nothing but sin. A lot of people I heard say, "Oh, I'm a Christian, but I still listen to Bad Bunny." What? The dude, all his music, all his music, make you want to do is start dancing provocatively, going down to the ground and start shaking or twerking your butt, just like Cardi. I really do hope that these people get saved and get right with Christ, because if they don't get right with Christ, there was no hope for them. They sold their soul for money and fame. And I think it's funny that a lot of people, when you start speaking out against certain things, they start labeling you as a MAGA Republican or a conservative or whatever the case might be. It's just really completely the opposite. Conservatives is copying off of Christians. As for Christians, we've been having these values for, over 2,000 years? The Christians has actually been living this life. I'm not talking about Christians that just been saying, hey, I'm a Christ. I follow the laws, but they don't really follow the laws. I'm not talking about those type of Christians. Hey, what's going on? Are we really at a state that we're going to look over certain things because we like a certain artist? We like a certain song? For real? Just because you start singing gospel music, that does not make you a Christian. If you have not changed your life and start living according to what God told you to live, you are not a Christian. You are of your father, the devil. And I hate when everybody keeps saying this. God loves everybody. He said, I love those that love me. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. Well, do Christians keep the commandments? Hey, at least we trying. We trying every single day. Well, you guys not trying at all. We are producing fruits of God. You're producing fruits of the devil. Your father. There's going to be a wake-up call to a lot of Christians these days. Are you really going to kneel to the mainstream and say, I need to keep up with the trends. I need to keep up with what's going on in this world. I need to do this. I won't be cool without it. If I'm not considered cool in my group of friends, I'm going to be considered an outsider. Brother, sister, I would to be considered not cool. I would to be hated. I would to be persecuted. And to know that my name was written in the book of life. My name was written in the Lamb's book of life. And know that Christ knows me. And know where I'm going to go if and when I die. Not having to scratch my head and ask myself, am I ready? Did I get saved? Was I worthy? Did Christ actually love me? As a Christian, you need to ask yourself these questions. Are you going to indulge into the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, and the pride of life? Or are you going to toss those fruits away and get a new fruit basket, which is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, patience, meekness, temperance. All these different things that Christ told us we need to have. But preach, what you talking about is what you preaching about is not a love. It's not love. Then I would ask you, what is your definition of love? Because every single prophet, prophet, teacher, even Jesus himself, did the same thing I am doing. Just because you hate it doesn't mean it's not the truth. How do you think Jesus died? It wasn't because everybody loved him. Because after he literally got arrested, everybody turned against him. I guarantee you, about 50 to 75% of the people that he healed, and they had some kind of proof that he was who he said he was, they was in that crowd denying him, saying crucify him. But Jesus only taught about this new version of love, which is their version of love is acceptance of don't say nothing to no one. Say, hey, Christ loves you despite despite whatever you're going through, despite who you are. That's a lie the devil told. He said, I love those that keep my commandments. I love those that love me. And when you read John, that verse that everybody misinterpretates, for God so loved the world, they forget the ED piece. He said, so God so loved the world. Love not meaning in the past tense, but love meaning in a sense of what I am going to do and what I did for you. Like, I loved you so much. Look what I did. I need you to accept this. I need you to realize this. But people just misinterpret this verse and just say, okay, cool. And think you can sin and do whatever you want to do. But you can't. You can't. You cannot accept Christ and still live in sin. Now, preach, are you talking about the gay community, the lesbians, the transgenders, all these things? What about lying? What about lying? What about stealing? What about adultery? What about abortion? What about all these different things? What about baby sacrifices that you're literally doing every single time you say this is a clump of sales? I said it once, I say it again. Planned Parenthood is a version of Baal. Baal was a version or idol, rather, or false god. That'll make more sense. Was a false god that people offer up their children. Doesn't matter how old or how young. It would usually be newborn babies, and they were offering it up to this idol, and it looked like a goat type of thing, whatever it was, and they will offer it up. And Israel fell into that same worship and practice, and God was so angry that he gave them over to their enemies and let their enemies have the master over them. Imagine what he's going to do to America after we killed over 75 million babies in abortion because we defined them as clump of cells and defined them as, some of these people was raped by their parents, by their relative, by their boyfriend. I even know somebody said I was raped by my husband. How are you raped by your husband? He's your husband. What kind of world are we living in? I was raped by my husband. You can't be raped by your husband, you idiot. Wake up. Wake up. But for real. The Super Bowl halftime show was, to me, one of the most craziest I ever saw. We having two guys grinding on each other, committing sodomy acts. Everybody hush. And we have different people from Hollywood pushing wherever they want to get pushed. It's time for the church to stop, stand up, call out sin, because I believe there's a lot of people that called out what we was going to see in the Super Bowl, but they decided not to because they saw all the backlash and the attention that it got. And that's why we did not see Bad Bunny in a dress. Because all the backlash that I know I was one of them. A lot of people say, "Oh my goodness, we didn't know this. We're not going to even watch the Super Bowl." Some people saying, "Oh, this is not even true." Yeah, it was true. They just probably decided not to do it no more and decided, "Oh, we're not going to do this. Oh, too much smoke." But they was going to do this to celebrate Creole and the LGBT plus community, or whatever the case might be. The more they push this, that's the more I'm going to keep talking about it. If you want me to start talking about different things, different sins, I need you to start remembering and listening. Because I'm keep hearing people say, "I'm gay, but I still can be of Christ." As long as I keep hearing that, that tells me that I need to keep preaching against it. Because you're not understanding something. Or you're not trying to understand. But as I close, let me know what you guys think. Was you mad at the Super Bowl? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the halftime show? Or do you really wish that they had American speaking people singing songs that you both know? I don't care about the songs at all. I don't listen to secular music, but some people do. Would you rather them to sing songs that you know and you can actually enjoy? Or you like next year they bring somebody from China that's speaking Korean or Chinese or Japanese, speaking something that you don't know? Because we accept all. We accept all. Let me know in the comment section.